So now that we have a basic understanding of what a computer program actually is, what we need to really do is get a handle on how we actually write computer programs. Computers, it's important to realise that computers themselves are not intelligent devices. They can't analyse and solve problems on their own. It therefore follows that in order for computers to be able to solve problems, they must be told exactly how to solve a problem. And this is where computer programmers come in. So humans, people, must analyse problems and then work out a sequence of steps that can be replicated time and time again, that when followed will allow a computer to process a series of mathematical steps and statements that will solve the problem and work out a solution to the problem. Once this has been done, this solution can then be replicated and performed as many times as you want, and this is what computers are good at. Computers are very good at doing things over and over again, repetitively, without error. Computers don't make errors. They will do exactly what they're instructed to do. So computers therefore free people from boring, repetitive or very, very complicated tasks. So the activity of computer programming is really centered around solving problems and determining a generalized solution to that problem. If we don't understand a problem, then there's not a chance that we can actually write a program that will solve that problem. So computer programming is principally about solving problems, and then the activity of coding a solution to a problem is separate, if you like, to that activity of understanding what the problem actually is. Let's now move on and have a look at what actually a computer program is. Computer programs are written by people, but they are executed by computers, and computers and people don't speak the same language. So we write computer programs using statements which resemble English language and English structure of language, and then a specialised program called a compiler will convert these instructions that we have written in a given language into something called machine code, which a computer is capable of understanding. There are many different compilers available for many different computer languages, and they vary in their complexity and their capabilities. For the purposes of this introductory module, we'll initially stick with some simple languages, loosely based upon a language called BASIC, and we'll start with a programming language called JustBasic. Later on in the module we'll move on to Microsoft's Visual Basic, but we'll also occasionally have a look at languages like C and Java to see syntactical differences and structural differences between those languages. So let's have a look at a simple program. So in order to do this, you will need to download the JustBasic programming language from the internet, and there are links to that from the Blackboard site, or you could just do a search in Google or your favourite search engine and find JustBasic. Once you've downloaded and installed it, it's a very small program. You can open up the JustBasic editor and then follow the instructions which you'll be following in the next video, and I'll explain the instructions as we type them. So this is a typical JustBasic window. Okay, so we're going to use JustBasic to have a go at writing our very first computer program. You'll see it's got the JustBasic editor has got a series of menus like any other program would have, a series of icons that do similar things to that are in the menus. The bit that we're really interested in is this big blank area, which is effectively a simple text editor into which we can type instructions. The instruction we're going to use for this example is the print instruction, and quite simply this will print something onto the output window for the user to see when we run the program. So the print instruction needs to know what we as the programmer want it to print, and we can ask it to print all manner of things, but in this particular example we'll ask it to print just a couple of words, hello world. So these words are enclosed within a set of double quotes, which is Shift and 2 on a UK keyboard, and we can then type in what we want the computer to print, close our double quotes. We can hit enter to get onto the next line, just like we would in a normal editor, and then if we press the play button, that will run the program, and we can see, if I just resize that window for you, you can then see the output of the program in a new window, an output window, and it's got the message that we typed in.